Hey folks, Mav here, and today we are doing Serious Gamer once again. And this time, he's done a commentary on my second commentary. And he misses every single point I do. So, like the people say, prepared to get wrecked, son.
I'm your only friend, I'm not your only friend, but I'm a little glowing friend, but really I'm not actually your friend, but I am. Blue canary in the alley by the light switch, who watches over you? Make a little birdhouse in your soul, not to put too fine a point on it. Say I'm the only bee in your bonnet. Make a little birdhouse in your soul.
Hello everybody, two things. I am switching back to a Vegeta avatar because I want to, and we're doing another video on Maverick, or the Maverick spelled wrong, whatever.
Okay, might as well explain why I didn't explain in the first video, why my name's misspelled. Well, see, it was 9 at night, and I wake up at 5 in the morning every morning, so I go to bed at that time, and I actually, fall asleep really quick. But I'm still tired every morning, so I was tired, and when I'm tired, I say stupid things. So, yeah, the reason it's spelled like that, it's a character I made up when I was in 4th grade, and I didn't know Maverick was a real word then, and the name just stuck. I feel stupid in hindsight for not explaining that earlier, but whatever.
Mainly because he really did a video that kind of pissed me off a lot, because, I mean, if you looked at his channel, I think he's a fan of Bionicle. If you don't know, Bionicle is this Lego franchise. It's really awesome and I love it. It's coming back this year, so you should go buy it. It's really cool. And I'm also a big fan of Bionicle. And he did a review of the 3 virtues list, the worst Bionicle sets. It had some of the dumbest points I've ever heard. So without further ado, we're doing the Maverick. Maverick Talks, Episode 2, the 3 virtues.
Okay, fool, it's time for your reckoning. Now let's begin, shall we? See one thing? Okay, yes, I'm a fan of Bionicle. Another thing, my points are stupid. You just don't get them. They, do something that I don't know. Oh wait, they fly over your head. Another thing, your intro sucks. My intro sucks, yeah. I did that on purpose. And another thing, my final thing, it's called Mav Let's Talk. You know, like, when you break up with someone, hey, let's talk. My points in this video are way too quiet, unlike the actual video, so check that out. I can't fix it because, well, I deleted that video for space. So, let's begin.
Yeah, why do you always sound so bored when you make videos? When you did that, I kind of dozed off, started reading my 3-pack volume of Dragon Ball Z before I tuned in, at the end of the video because you're so boring.
The reason I sound like that is because, well, I don't want to wake up my parents. That's why. And if you hear any noise in the background, it's my baby sister. Just pointing that out for anyone wondering what that noise is.
You know, we've been doing the best sets, and the best waves, and all that great stuff, but somebody's got to bite the bullet and examine the things about Bionicle that really aren't all that great. Fortunately, I'm the best man for the job. Hello everybody, I'm Messinak, and welcome to the top 10 worst Bionicle sets.
Now, I know it's usual to juxtaposition that the one who is actually doing the top 10 is one at fault, but in this case it's not, because, well, TTV is a group like, say, Pop, or the B Team.
Or Channel Awesome, or Screw Attack, or Normal Boots, or Hidden Block,
I didn't have to name all of those, I was just listing 2 examples for quickness, because if I did, I'd waste a whole point.
Tons of other groups.
And the fact is, well, it wasn't just Meso. it was stated in the video LJ, who helped make this list, and a few other members who are unnamed. So I'm just gonna name a few off the top of my head to blame. Meso, obviously, LJ, and Viper, as well as Venom. This is not one of your better ones.
You know, I'm pretty sure when you have a group like that, you don't have everybody working on one project.
Sorry.
I just said those members because it's possible that they could have worked on it. It's an equal possibility for any member of the group to work on it. I didn't name all of them. I know that not everyone works on it. Gosh.
Coming up next at number 8 is Tawahuki Mari. Oh, Huki, what happened to you? Barring the shift in your color scheme, you were doing so well in 2006. Out of the Tawamari, which were already controversial enough, this guy really takes the cake for featuring several design choices that are questionable at best and terrible at worst. Awkward proportions, yet another redesign of his color scheme, an uninteresting torso build, the lack of a hand on his right arm. Actually, speaking of which, basically the entire right arm, because those obnoxious shoulder blades limit his posability.
Quite a lot, especially in tandem with his strangely wide mask design. I'm thinking LEGO probably should have gone back to the drawing board with this one.
See what he said there? Well, that's about to bite him in the ass soon.
Having watched this video multiple times, I can tell you that is a complete lie.
The number 7.
Having making the video this myself, let me tell you that what he said was a lie. Again, I can disprove you. You say that, to my dismay, the sets got on. Yet, you then proceed to diss them. Yet you like them.
Two things. One, this is a worst list, so I don't think that saying you liked them is really a good thing in a worst list. Second, this is not just his opinions, because he obviously worked on it with at least a few co-workers, so I would think that he would just be mostly a voice for his opinions and other people's opinions. So your point fails on all accounts, basically.
Pros and cons are good, even if on a worse list. And though yes, it may have some other people's input, but it's mostly him, especially once you see number 1. You really do mess up. And you're missing my points as well. Once again, fail. Reasonable too. Let's hope the next one is as well.
And the whole point of that segment was an obnoxiously long lead into the next point. Yeah, we totally needed that. You couldn't just, like, go to his next point that you had an, I don't know, opinion on. No. You have to waste my time by making me watch the entire count of him talking about Kreka just to make a lead in. Perfect. Thank you. That hasn't wasted my time at all.
Also, another reason was to prove how unreasonable number 4 was compared to, say, most of the other sets on this list. You really love... Man, things fly over your head all the time. Wow, that was more stupid than anything else you've said so far. I mean, come on. So, somehow, a mediocre set that's worst points are its mask, color scheme, and its weapon is somehow worse than a set missing a whole entire point of articulation, a set that's horribly built, and a set that's awkwardly made, and also a set that I didn't mention, a set that can't even balance unless you're, like, perfect with it. I don't see the logic in that.
Such for you because I do. These are toys. We look for certain things in toys, especially buildable toys, like a good build, a good color scheme, and good playability. And by the way, this is Bionicle, the thing that has very distinct masks. Golly has one of the worst, you stupid person. Golly has literally one of the worst masks, the worst color schemes, and the worst overall. While she's not the worst on this video, she has things that people hate about bad toys. You get that, don't you? Oh wait, no you don't, because I have to explain it to you.
I'll just summarize what I said real quick because, well, it would just be too long. I basically said it was unfair to say that Golly Mystico was worse than, say, I don't know, Kreka and Umbra, who, one is a horribly designed set and another is imbalanced, and also, well, Umbra has a worse color scheme than Golly Mystica. Another thing, yes, because silver and blue is such an ugly color scheme. One other thing, the mask, yes, worst mask ever. It's not like it could look good on a Titan set. Oh wait, it could. It could look good on many other things but Golly, and the only reason it was so high on the list was because that it's Golly. You know, one of the original Toamata. So biasm is here. This is the only real thing that actually made me angry. Like, most of them just made me slightly annoyed, but number one is just gonna be me nerd raging. I'm just warning you right now.
If that is the only thing that slightly aggravates or annoys you, why'd you talk about everything else?
The absolute worst of Bionicle's 11-year run, I'd like to paraphrase the wise words of Halo Reach by saying, from the beginning, you knew the end. From the moment you heard my voice at the beginning of this countdown, many of you could probably presume which set I was going to pick as my least favorite. That great honor goes to the Osmatoran, but specifically, Solek. The Osmatoran build perfectly represents everything that went wrong with the later years of Bionicle Generation 1. It took away the functions and complexity of design that Bionicle had been known for its entire lifespan in favor of large, specialized chunks of plastic, pre-bent limbs that could not articulate in the slightest, and, in the case of the Osmatoran, obnoxious large heads that protruded from the neck to a crazy degree. These problems persisted across numerous waves of Bionicle in the future, including the Osmatoran Agori and Bionicle Stars. The basic formula even spilled over into Hero Factory. Now, the basic build is shared among these waves, so all of them automatically receive honorable mentions in this countdown. The Agorian Stars, however, had certain sets that at least occasionally broke from the simplistic design to attempt something with a modicum of creativity. I'm thinking of sets like Tarduk, sets like Zest, even Skrull and Rakshi to a degree, and if you want to go from the 08 wave, the Shadow Matoran have a Radiac, and he tried to do something. The Osmatoran, however, consisting of Tanma, Solek, and Photok, do not. They are all standard figures without any spark of creativity to them at all. What makes Solek worse than the other two, then, you may ask? Simple. The build may remain the same, but at least Tanma and Photok have vibrant color schemes, featuring colors that only recently begun to come back to the forefront, such as lime green and orange. Solek goes so far as to take away the color of light or transparent blue that fans have become accustomed to seeing with white armored characters for years, and replaces it with gray. Just gray. Nothing else to make the color scheme stand out more, nothing else to set it apart from the crowd. Just gray. His color scheme is the most dull thing imaginable, his build lacks complexity and any sense of value or merit, and for this reason, Solek is the worst Bionicle set ever released, although the Osmatoran Agori and Bionicle Stars all trail very closely behind them.
Hey, Meso, guess what? You know what else has pre-bent limbs? The Toamata! Oh, wait, but your precious Toamata have the gear function, which didn't have any friction.
Okay, this is the dumbest point in the video. You know how many years into Bionicle they were when they started doing this stupid thing of returning to the pre-bent limbs and literally barely any articulation? 8, then 9, then 10. 10 years they have been doing this line. It is the worst possible thing you can do to go back 10 whole years of production. Not to mention the fact that these are the reason why the Bionicle line went dead, and why their ending was so terrible. Pre-bent limbs, and barely any articulation. And your next point is even more stupid.
Okay, you missed another one of my points. What a surprise, what a new shocking development has just happened. You miss every single one of my point, by the way. My first point is that you can't excuse Bionicle's early years for using specialized pre-bent limbs, then complain about the later years doing that. That is what I meant. Another thing, it's called they're being biased to the old sets. which is unfair. And the Toa, and the only sets that ever only used the Matoran build was Bionicle Stars. And that was just a set. Those were just quickly made just to get the Bionicle fans something else. Another thing, guess what? It's something called Matoran build. Only Matoran sets ever use the Matoran build and use specialized prevent limbs, where all the Toa builds were using the Nika build, which was a pretty good build. I know because I experienced it myself. Now, you see all the flaws with your statement now? I hope so, because if you don't, you're stupid. Oops. Forgot to mention that. And you're saying that they lost functionality, but they did gain a point of articulation. Also, there are worse sets than the Matoran. Clack, for example. And also, should I bring up the original Matoran? Oh wait, no. Buys them, cause nostalgia.
Okay, the vibe that I'm getting from you right now, you seem to think that perfection is able to be done in the first year. The problem that I don't think anyone seems to address, and you seem to think is not a problem, is that this was 10 years into Bionicle, and they're doing this stupid stuff again. You don't ever seem to get that, do you?
One thing, the sets came out in 2001 in America. Don't quote me on European countries. And another thing, it was only 9 years. Should I also mention the fact that, let's see. Oh, right. When you mention that you expect perfection in the first year, I don't. It's just I don't I don't let biasm take over me. I'm not gonna act like these sets are perfect, and I'm gonna point it out. Yet, to a list that's being biased to older sets. Yet you seem to miss that all the time. People call Bendeluni nostalgia charge, yet they don't even bring up those. Yet they were able to bring up the Void, the Borakva, and the Rahaga so easily. I skipped that at number 3. But Soul gets worse because of his bland color scheme. Tell that to Onu and Kopaka for the fact that they have both black and gray, and guess what? White and gray.
Okay, you guess what? Other water and ice Toa have had translucent or light blue. The current years have that. You don't seem to understand that he's not talking about the original series. He's talking about the norm. The build that has been in place for the last 5 years from the beginning. Such as, oh, I don't know, the Anika build has had these things, and they took it all away in one foul swoop. You don't seem to get this. And by the way, first year. I'm tired of repeating myself, but first year!
And the points I'm trying to make is that they're acting like this is the first time this ever happened. And Onua is stone. I said not stone. Onua is earth. I said Onua. I didn't say golly. Why would I say golly? Did you even watch my video? I'm just starting to wonder that right now. Though yes, they may be in the first year, they're acting like the first year is perfect throughout this video. Not a single first year set has even gone on the list, which is a problem. And they were able to put out second or third year sets. They were able to put out second year sets. That's still not so you're saying that second year is okay to be put on the list, whereas first year isn't. That's being biased. Again, Serious. Why don't you get that? God, you are stupid. Real colorful. So eye-popping. This is just illogical with that. But now that that debunking is done, my final thoughts could have been better. Definitely could have been better. Anyway, this is Maverick, and I'm signing out.
Oh,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Play one of my end credits.
Without love, pain, I can't get enough pain.
Look pretty freaking similar, don't they? Anyway, guys, that's the end of another commentary, and I will be seeing you guys on the next episode of sereousgamer33.
My final thoughts, not that big of a deal we have the same credits. This video sucked, and guess what, Serios? There's 1,013,900 words in the English dictionary, and none of them describe how badly I want to hit your face with a chair. I'm the Maverick, and I'm signing off. Merry Christmas. The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. In case you need a place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.